What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action, sporting in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Matreiuss. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Shelty. What an exciting time to be alive. Hang on. What just happened then? Oh, we used it over here. Okay, no worries. What an exciting time to be alive here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Norse main, one of the strongest Norse players out there in Shelty, playing his Odin against arguably one of the strongest Loki players here as well. Matreiuss might not be known for his Loki, but I guarantee you he is one of the few Loki players who can actually consistently push Loki to the limit and find wins where a lot of other Loki mains can't. I'm very excited for this one. We've got an Oasis game. Matreiuss has found himself with a slightly difficult matchup, though. Whether or not he expected to be playing against Odin here or not remains to be seen. I don't really know, but the fact of the matter is that Shelty playing as Odin here is a very, very difficult thing to deal with. As you do see the giraffe getting picked off over here, the villagers are going to be making their way over here. I do think that in general, in the Norse mirror, or in the Norse matchup where against Loki, specifically Odin and Thor against Loki, I do have a feeling that Odin and Thor have got the technical advantage at the top level. A technical advantage. And that is that you can find yourself, if you play the strategy correctly, you can find yourself able to defend all of your hunt, sit in your base, and manage to find your way to the heroic age if you find enough goats here and being completely fine. However, in the game that we're watching currently, Shelty has not gone double Ulfsark, which means all of the goats are going over to Matreiuss's base. Matreiuss is going to be super happy about this. He will be advancing slightly later than he otherwise might like. Matreiuss and Shelty also had a slight inefficiency here with their hunt, with Matreiuss having to kind of split up his villages a little bit to work it out, and that's very, very good for him. He's managed to make that work nicely here in the early game. He's going to be getting himself his 4 dwarves. He might be able to put 5 villagers on wood after this zebra finishes, and he should be able to get a decent advance time in this game. As well as Shelty here, who it seems like will be able to be advancing after this ox cart pops out over onto the wood line. Now, a big thing to notice here, and a big decision which I don't particularly like from Shelty, as he's about to be able to click up. He's just a slight delayed there. He goes up through Freya. A decision that Shelty's made here is to send his wood villagers over onto this location while his gold villagers and his hunt are over on this location. What I think is normally the better play is you want to put your wood villagers over on, say, this wood line here, where your gold villagers are, close to your food villagers, so you only have to defend in one spot. We'll see if that's going to be a problem here for Shelty or not. Obviously, a wall on this position here is going to be a really, really big thing to utilize to defend this position. He's also got the 2 zebra that he's saved for later, as walls are coming up for Matreiuss really early here in this game. No surprises in the 4 SETI coming through as well for Matreiuss, as he is about to be finishing up on those giraffe. Has a little bit left in terms of the food, but after that, he's going to have to come over here onto those goats. Now, the big question to ask here on a map like this and against a civilization like Odin is what? Oh dear, we've had 4 minutes of incorrect tournament stuff here. Very, very apologies. We'll just go ahead and fix that one up because that's embarrassing. Well, oh dear, we went too far, and that's fine. All right, and then we fix this as well, and we're still missing all the action right now. Embarrassing. Let's just forget that happened. Longhouse is coming down. Valkyrie moving through. Not going to be able to find a whole lot of advantage with this Valkyrie here. I generally prefer to see the Valkyrie used as a defensive tool rather than an offensive tool here, as the villagers getting pushed off of the wood line for a little bit of path blocking. Just going to be searching around, doing some scouting, seeing all the goats underneath that town. And it has to be a very, very terrifying sight there for Shelty as he's coming over to check on the villagers on this position here. 175 food left. He's potentially going to get a couple of shots off onto these villagers, but I highly doubt. Well, he might be able to kill a villager here. I mean, I highly doubt it. He's going to be path blocking and all the other good stuff as the Hearser runs around, chases the Valkyrie. We'll have to be retreating back. Meanwhile, over on this position, we see all the units in position there to defend. As Shelty has his walls up, and he's going to be able to move back into his base. And now, this is where we have to start asking the question, what should the Loki player actually do here? And part of me feels like Loki in this position should be thinking about just simply grabbing a second town center. The reason being is you have plenty of food in your base on those goats. You're not going to be able to pressure your opponent at all here. And if you grab a second town center and your opponent decides to chase you on that second town center, then you will have an advantage here in this game. You will be able to put pressure onto that town center and find a win. Whereas if they go for the heroic age, mythic age, then you're going to have the villagers to help you boost your economy in order to get up a whole bunch of hill forts to defend against Ragnarok. I did miss the relics. What? The relics here. We have the Ankh of Ra actually for Matreiuss, which is really, really big, giving the extra favor. And we also have the Girdle for Pollalter for the Throwing Axeman, giving the extra Toxotes. And we see Shelty here doing the unthinkable. He is going for a second town center in this matchup with the spy on the army as well as Matreiuss here. What is he going to do? It looks like Matreiuss is gearing up for his own second town center. He's got a little bit of resources to come through. The units here can bash through the houses and or the walls on this position here, as the army will manage to get that town center up. But honestly, is this the right play or not? As Matreiuss, he's going to probably respond to this with his own town center here. As the house getting broken down, Shelty not paying attention, he's going to have to retreat away, and he's retreating away very, very slowly. As the Hearser coming through here, he can jump into that tower there, but that was an incredibly slow reaction from Shelty in this game. Very, very greedy. It looks like one villager will be falling as the army of Shelty going to be coming through here. The Hearser, excuse me, moving through onto this position as well, as we do have an armory in here as the units on this position here. What can Shelty do? He's going onto this gold mine over here to start with, but the Hearser are going to be running around the map, causing so much chaos here, taking villagers out. And obviously, Shelty at this point really, really wants to go to the heroic age. He's only got so much hunt left in his base, so much food left in his base. He's not going to be wanting to grab himself any farms here in this game at all. Whereas Matreiuss, on the other hand, he's going to be more than happy to just keep on pumping out these Hearser. We see some trolls coming out as well. The town center is now up. Dwarves coming through. Another longhouse coming in. As the units on this position do get found out, a troll going to get spawned there as well. It's going to be a big, big help to take out those Throwing Axemen. As Shelty going to be attempting to retreat back. We do see the wall has now been finished back up over there. As the units coming in, we see a forest fire getting dropped over there to help keep his units alive. He does end up losing a Throwing Axeman there, though, as the army retreats back in onto this position. More and more units, though, coming out for Matreiuss, and this is scary. Matreiuss just needs to apply pressure to this town center, and he should be in a good position. We see some longhouses coming up. Shelty's food is starting to pile up here as he wants to advance. He is still building dwarves out of one town center here. This is a very, very greedy heroic age grab here from Shelty. He's very low on the resources, throwing up longhouses on this position, walls coming down all across this gold mine here as well. And Shelty, he needs to get himself out a ton of throwing axemen here. He's managed to click up through Skadi as the army swings up through this position. We do also see trolls here for Matreiuss, a very, very difficult unit to deal with. And we'll see what Shelty's plan is going to be here. Generally speaking, the best play here for Odin, if he goes for these greedy plays, is actually to use Frost early. But oftentimes, Odin players can get very, very greedy with their Frost play and hold on to it and end up losing their entire army, realizing, wow, I couldn't hold regardless here. As the walls do manage to get up on this position here, just barely there, he does manage to get those up as the army pulls back. 63%, 65% of the way through. We see the dwarves moving on to this gold mine on the back there as well. Plenty of gold here for Shelty as the home longhouse getting taken out. Where are those gatherers going, though? Looks like he might be attempting to move over onto the berries up on that position or something else, as now the trolls here going to be able to get a ton of damage done onto the throwing axemen. Shelty needs to be very, very careful here. Mass trolls. Hammer troll also coming through for Matreiuss. This has become more and more standard in this matchup from the Loki point of view here. As the units here trying to break through this gate, trying to force a frost of some variety, as Shelty, he's shorted himself some houses. He needs a couple more houses here. He needs some more throwing axemen. And he needs a way to deal with those hammer trolls. Dealing with those hammer trolls is going to be so difficult. We do see the Frost Giant also getting sniped there by Matreiuss. He pushes into the main base there. The villagers on the farms here not really getting controlled all too well as the wall gets broken down there. The units pushing through onto this location. And we do indeed see the Frost getting dropped down on this position. Matreiuss here, what is his plan now? He's obviously going to be looking to go to the next age here. He's got plenty of food income. He doesn't quite have the gold to advance. We see the walls getting dropped onto this position here. The big, most important thing here for Shelty is going to be getting Herser onto those trolls on the back here and making sure that he gets the trolls hit on this position. If he doesn't, he's going to be finding himself losing very, very hard here. He needs more way more Herser out on this position to deal with all of the impending Herser that are coming through as the army fighting it. We do see Bragi coming through. The walls almost up here as well. 10 seconds left on the Frost as that final wall does come through. The Frost Giant comes in. The Herser are in position. The Thrown Axemen are hitting the right units here. If Matreiuss, if Shelty can win this fight hard, that's going to be absolutely huge. We do see the trolls here moving around as best as they can, trying to get positioning in onto this location. We see an Einhjar spawn. The Herser taking down those trolls as fast as they possibly can. And Einhjar falling there as well. The Frost Giants coming through here to deal with this as best as they possibly can. Matreiuss drops down to 100 population now as the final troll does fall. But Shelty's had to use his Frost here in this position. The question is going to be, can, as we see the Herser making an escape down to this bottom location, going to be harassing some villagers on this gold mine, can Shelty get to the Mythic Age here or not faster than Matreiuss can get popped and utilize his flaming weapons is going to be the big question. There's got to be at least 10 Herser produced here, as we also see medium infantry coming through. As the units here for Shelty, do we see any sort of market thrown up just yet? No, we see villagers moving forward. How greedy can you get? How greedy can you get? Shelty is moving all the way across here to eat the monkeys of Matreiuss as the Thrown Axemen here attempting to micro against those Herser that are also microing, dodging as best as they possibly can. Shelty is on the berries over here, actually. But the villagers for Matreiuss can see this as the army now moving forward. We do see the units here going to be targeting down this town center very, very shortly here as the battle balls coming through as well. And Matreiuss here is forcing Shelty back ever so slightly here on this position. The town center will inevitably be taken down here. We see Huntress Axe coming through here as well. Shelty, he hasn't yet clicked up to the next age as the army comes through and attempts to take this fight on this position to push Matreiuss back. Matreiuss is not going to be wanting to be clicking flaming weapons just yet, but we'll see if that's what he's going to have to do here as the Thrown Axemen taking down these units beautifully here in this fight. The fire starts as Matreiuss clicks flaming weapons, and Shelty will have to retreat back. Now Shelty can decide, does he stay in the classical age? Does he go to the mythic age here? He can sell all of that wood, buy some food, go next age if he so chooses. Sniping down some of those Herso from behind the walls, retreating back behind the other walls here. There's a gold mine over here. He could potentially sneak there. The villagers on this position getting a little bit idled as Balder has been clicked up, and Shelty is now one town center in his main base. The army is flooding through, and Matreiuss has got one thing on his mind, one thing alone, and that is take out the town center, prevent some sort of mythic age from coming through. We do see the frost giants are out here to take out those battle balls as watchtowers comes through. More frost giants are coming in here for Shelty to try and defend this. He needs to take down these battle balls. That mythic age is not going to be coming through here for Shelty if he can't defend this. We see the frost giants trying to get in onto those battle balls here as Matreiuss, he doesn't care about anything here. He's just going straight for the town center. The town center here, 200 HP remaining, 4 battle balls attacking, and it looks like the town center in the end does fall there as Matreiuss manages to deny the mythic age there of Shelty, and in that moment, Shelty taps out, and Matreiuss gets the dub. What an insane game-winning push there from Matreiuss. Shelty had full population, and he just could not hold here. He needed a ton more Herso, or he needed to click up to the mythic age much, much faster than he did. I think if he built the market, sold wood, sold gold, there's a chance here that when the units started moving forward, I feel like he could have clicked up to the mythic age 45 seconds faster here, is my honest opinion. But he was doing some greedy stuff like moving forward onto these berries. For example, he could have jumped onto a gold mine up here, bought food as well. He didn't need to go onto the berries. Over here, eating these berries, he could have been on these monkeys, hunting a little bit faster, getting a little bit more food income as well. There was definitely a shot here for him to get to that mythic age. Alternatively, just trying to keep his frost giants safe and alive as opposed to sacrificing them throughout this game, he would have possibly been able to get enough units out to defend here. But Matreiuss manages to make it work, gets the dub against Shelty. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.